Folks, Happy Chaos is the next DLC character coming to Guilty Gear Strive. They just released the character overview video where they run through his moves and stuff like that, and uncharacteristically, I haven't actually watched it yet. Usually, you know, I'll do some preparation, I'll pour through and take notes and stuff when I make this type of video, but I'm just coming back from Thanksgiving break, and I have not seen anything. All I've seen about this character is his original trailer, which, to be honest, does not show much gameplay at all. And obviously, you know, we get to see some of Happy Chaos in Guilty Gear Strive story mode, but in terms of what to expect, in terms of how he actually plays, I mean, I know he's going to shoot a gun. He seems to maybe have some kind of, like, clone mechanic. That's about all I know. So I'm going into this blind, and you guys can get my sort of fresh, uncut reaction to the trailer and the character overview. So let's jump right in and see how this guy's going to play, because I really don't know what to expect. All right, let's go. You know, I feel like these videos have been pretty good so far. I think that they've done a really good job of explaining the characters and getting people hyped for them. So shout-outs to Arc System Works for that. I'm going to turn it up a little.
His defining feature and greatest weapon, allowing him to attack at any time. Set your sights on the enemy and shoot them down.
Oh! He can shoot you with the gun while he's doing other moves?
He can perform fire. When performed with a quarter circle / input, he performs a short-range attack as the move comes out. You can no longer block while the gun is readied.
Okay.
However, you can perform fire to instantly hit the opponent. The stance ends when you run out of concentration. Fire.
Who does this remind me of? There's a character that kind of plays like this that I can't quite place.
As time passes, the sight grows.
Where you pull out the gun and then you mash to fire it? I'm totally drawing a blank.
After firing, the sight expands, and the accuracy and damage decrease.
Yeah.
This move can be performed during most actions, with the
Look at
exception of
this!
some situations and special moves.
He doesn't care what he's doing. He can keep shooting.
Chaos
That's so sick.
Keeping the opponent firmly in his sight. You can perform a more powerful and accurate shot at the ready.
So slower but stronger?
In addition to being unable to block, you also cannot perform jumps, movement, and some special moves.
Oh, okay, got it.
Inputting quarter circle / during the animation allows you to cancel this stance.
Ooh, that's so cool looking, dude.
Cancel aim. Cancels
Okay, so you can put the gun away. I would expect that. You can fake people out, like they try to air dash at you when you pull out the gun, put it away, and anti-air them.
Reload. Chaos reloads his
Oh, he's got a bullet meter.
Reload with another move after reloading one bullet.
Okay.
Focus. Chaos focuses his spiritual energy, recovering a certain amount of concentration.
He's got a concentration gauge as well. Okay, so he can only fire when he's got the concentration gauge. And he's got bullets to manage.
Vulnerable during this process, making it critical to time the usage of this move carefully.
Seems hard, man. Seems like a complicated character.
Rolls forward quickly. Chaos can roll
So I bet he can shoot you while he rolls, right?
The motion is also extremely low profile, making it useful for ducking under high-profile attacks. You can use fire towards the end of the motion, making this a great choice for mixing up.
Yeah, cross-ups. Ooh, and it keeps them standing?
Scapegoat.
That's sick.
Chaos summons a double of
Okay, so here's the
while
copy
retreating
thing.
Backward. Placing this double costs a small amount of health.
It costs
The double
HP?
will vanish after a set amount of time or after taking a hit.
Okay.
This
What does it
allows you
do?
to prevent the opponent's approach and gain some time to replenish your ammo or concentration.
It's just a wall? Like a shield?
Chaos throws a ball
That's
of
interesting.
Although it does not cause damage or knock the opponent back on hit, it temporarily increases the accuracy of Chaos's shots after making contact.
Is this move blockable?
As Chaos moves backward during this move, it can also work well.
Yeah, unblockable, right? He just blocked it and he still got cursed. It's like Arakune. Oh my god.
Chaos fires countless bullets with this powerful attack. This move requires concentration to activate.
It's like Jin Super from Marvel 2. That's what it makes me think of.
You can hit them from
Oh,
any
tracking.
distance.
Oh, sick.
It will cause an area shift on hit in the corner. As it reloads bullets on activation, it works well.
And it reload. Okay, that's huge. It reloads your bullets, so you're definitely going to use that a lot.
Chaos focuses his spiritual energy to recover all of his concentration. For a certain duration after activation, Chaos's concentration will decrease at a slower rate.
Oh, the
He
juggles.
can perform powerful attacks using his gunfire. Due to the limited recovery of this attack,
The combos.
activate it after forward kick or sweep to keep up your offense.
That is so sick looking.
Happy Chaos can attack at any time, with some specific exceptions using his fire attack.
Bruh.
Use fire to take your opponent by surprise or overwhelm them with intense strings. His
Oh, the
powerful fire
cross
is
up.
restricted by concentration and ammo.
This guy is schnasty.
As a shield and prevent the opponent's approach with standing far slash. When you're running low on concentration, use his overdrive super focus. Similarly, Deus Ex Machina works well when low on.
I like that down shooting jump attack, like probably jump H or something. Probably good for cross ups. He's got a lot of moves, man. That is not what I expected at all. Let's go through a little bit and sort of look at some of this again. This character, he looks schnasty, man. I thought he would be, you know, maybe a zoner, but it doesn't really seem to be the case. He looks more like a rushdown character. I guess I was talking about characters that like pull out guns and shoot. I guess Elfelt is a lot like that in Xrd, right? He does remind me of Elfelt a little bit, but it's interesting that he's got, you know, seemingly an incredibly powerful mechanic, right? The idea that when you have the gun out, you can just shoot at any time, even if you're doing like different attacks or different moves or whatever. That's seemingly a very powerful mechanic, but it's balanced by the fact that he has to manage meters to do it. So once he gets the gun out, his concentration starts draining. And then every time he fires, a bullet drains. It seems a little like hat on a hat, right? That he's got 2 meters to manage just this one mechanic, right? Isn't both these meters only affect this gun shooting mechanic? But obviously that seems to be like the most important mechanic regarding the character. Like this is like his sort of defining thing. I am a huge fan of stuff in fighting games where they give you an extremely powerful tool and then they kind of temper it somehow. They make it so that you can't use it all the time. It's something that you have to kind of play around. I do think design like that is pretty cool. So this move looks ridiculous. And it's kind of interesting that like he can miss. I think we see it later. He fires before it locks on and you can miss and waste bullets and maybe get hit because they're not going to take any hit stun. Very interesting mechanic.
You can no longer block while the gun.
Right, so you can do any attacks or anything, but you can't block. So you're definitely gonna have to play smart. Maybe utilize a lot of like 6PE to prevent them from just rushing you down as soon as you pull out the gat.
However, you can perform fire to.
Oh yeah, and as he moves, he kind of loses sight of him. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like as Soul is moving around, the bullet is missing. So it definitely, I get the impression that the gun itself is not really enough to win neutral because they can just run past it. They can just come up and hit you. It seems like the kind of thing where like you have to pull out the gun and then you have to play neutral on top of it, you know, block their approaches, air dash, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely, I don't think he's going to be like a projectile zoner character. It seems like he's going to be a rushdown character who just shoots you while he's rushing you down. That's the impression I get. Yeah, the fact that he loses aim is so interesting.
The stance ends when you
like there's just like a little bit of like lag on the cursor following you. So it gets stronger the longer the gun has been out, which is also kind of interesting. I don't know. The fact that the bullet leaves them standing seems very strong because you can do the kind of stuff I talked about where you roll through, shoot them, and then get a full combo off it without having to juggle. His sweep looks kind of good, right? Yeah, like his sweep looks pretty long range, and he should be able to make everything safe if he has the gun out, right? So that seems good as well. I wonder if there's going to be like stance cancel shenanigans like this as well, right? Like, Can you do like a normal cancel into gun into cancel to make your normals recover faster? That could be interesting. That could make him a character with a lot of swag and maybe difficult execution. The possibilities seem very endless with this character, but he seems hard, man. Characters where you have to manage meters are just hard. And he's got 2 of them. If you run out of bullets, you can't fire. If you run out of concentration, you can't fire. The fact that his supers give him back his resources does seem very strong. I think that's going to be like, you know, you're probably going to have to use meter for supers just to keep your resources up, which is also a downside, because that means you're not going to be able to do like YRC and RC, because then you might not have enough meter to get your bullets back when you need. Like, yeah, you can reload, but it's kind of hard, right? Like, it's kind of dangerous to just be reloading in the middle of stuff. So this move I also find very interesting. So really, this move just doesn't do anything. This move is purely like a blocker on screen. It's just something that they have to like get around to hit you. I don't really understand this move. I feel like there should be another part to it, right? It's like you should be able to do the move again and then the scapegoat attacks them or explodes or something. This is a very odd move. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Does he move back as part of the move?
The double will vanish after a set amount.
Yeah, he does. That's actually pretty strong. The fact that it has like movement built in. That is pretty strong, and you can do it while you have your gun out, so you can like bait them and stuff. You can definitely use this to make unsafe stuff safe. So, you know, the more I look at it, the more this does seem like a good move. It's just very odd. It's an odd move. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. And then this mechanic as well is interesting. Like, I wonder how big of a difference this will make. Right, you can see he can walk ahead of the cursor if he's not cursed. But if he is cursed, the cursor is like on him way more tight. I just wonder, like, I don't know. Obviously, it's hard to say now, but it seems like maybe just a more accurate cursor, like, is that enough to justify like trying to keep curse uptime high? We'll have to find out. Anything that's unblockable is dangerous, right? It doesn't do damage or anything, but like clearly this is unblockable, meaning he gets cursed even though he was blocking. So anything that works on block is scary. So I could see it being good. I could definitely see it being good, but we'll have to see like exactly how big of a difference being cursed makes. And maybe this lets him play with a little bit more of his zoner style. You know, I was saying that trying to keep them out with bullets might be hard because they can just run past it. But if they're cursed, it might be harder to do. So maybe he could have some sort of playstyle trade-off there where you can just ignore the curse and just be aggressive and try to use the gun offensively. Or you could try to curse them and then use the gun a little bit for spacing or keep away. It's possible. Interesting mechanic. Very, very interesting mechanic. I would say a lot about this character is very interesting. I definitely want to try him out.
His powerful is restricted by concentration and
yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, he's got a great deal of power, but it's restricted in the sense that it requires an extra meter. So I do think stuff like that is fun. It's kind of like a fun little challenge. I definitely had fun with that with Jacko, the whole like minion managing mechanic. And she was another character who had supers that kind of directly interacted with her meters. She could, you know, spend her super to get kind of infinite meter. Seems kind of similar to what Happy Chaos is doing. So I like the idea of it. I'm definitely excited to play the character. And it looks like he's coming out like the end of this week. So we're not going to have to wait too long to give it a try. There's also going to be a balance patch. Let me know if you would like to see me run through the balance patch and talk about the changes. If that's something you guys would be interested in, I would totally be willing to do a video about that. But in the meantime, we're going to be sitting back and waiting for this guy, and I'll definitely have some content for you just showing me playing the character when he finally comes out. So until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like and sub buttons and let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the character. Are you excited to try him? I know I definitely am. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.